5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All systems go with Josh Appelbaum starts now.
Hello and welcome to episode 465 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. I am your host, Josh Appelbaum. What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. A new week begins. Also, a new month begins, and it happens to be one of my favorite months of the year. That's right, the month of March. So it's kind of that early springish feel. But of course, why do we love it as sports bettors? Because that means March Madness is pretty much here. Not quite, but pretty much here. Because once you get the conference tournament starting up, you know that it's only a matter of time until we'll be filling out brackets. You know, talking about contrarian brackets, starting in the middle, going out instead of the out and going in, picking a different champion than everyone else. We'll get to that all, don't worry, when we get closer to the madness here. But really just with March Madness, one of the best times of year. Arguably maybe the best. Other than football season, obviously football's king. But the madness, nothing better when it comes to not only filling out your bracket, going round by round, but of course betting each game individually. So very much looking forward to hopefully a big month of March. And also, I'll just tell you, I'm excited about baseball, of course. I'm still doing my research here with our win totals, so don't worry, we will have some win total bets as we get closer and closer. And I am actually seeing the Odds Logic Live Odds page, if you ever want to try it out. It's the best one around, oddslogic.com/Josh123. 7-day free trial, 50% off your first month of service, that we have spring training lines that you can bet on. So here's the thing. You can bet on them. Do I bet on them? No. I think it's highly unpredictable because you don't know who's playing. They're not really trying to win. They're trying to get work in. I did remember years ago there was a system where you take the dog plus 1.5 because games can end in a tie, and there's the unpredictability of it where, hey, that was actually a successful system. But I'm not a spring training bettor. I think you should, or at least, again, do what you're comfortable with. But with so many, variables and things that you are unaware about in terms of outcomes and how hard these guys are trying and who's going to pitch and how many innings, I just look at it as, hey, let's keep tabs on these teams. But get excited, of course, for win totals and betting MLB every day. And then I must say as well, I'm a New Englander. So it actually randomly snowed again in the morning. I think it was a Saturday or Sunday, but it's like 40 degrees. The snow is melting. So you just get that rejuvenation here, getting reborn in the month of the March and spring here. So as always, guys, we're going to focus on, we've been grinding pretty much all season long, college hoops. And now is really our time to shine as we get to the end of the regular season, starting conference tournaments, which again, the Horizon League starts today, and I actually have a play on the first game of the Horizon League play-in between Cleveland State and Ooey Pooey, who now goes by IU Indianapolis. So I don't know when that change took place. They're always Ooey Pooey to me. But that means, hey, March is upon us. So let's see if we can have a big March. And with the 3-pack of college plays today, let's try to go 2-1, eke out a winning day, which is always our goal. So that being said, let's waste no more time and get right into some college basketball. So 3 plays overall, trying to go 2-1. Let's set the stage, talk splits, line move, system matches, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about odds boost because if you've been following my plays on the Juice Reel app, which you can support the pod, they cost $4.99 a week to get. You might have noticed that I got some pretty good numbers on some of these teams, and it's not, again, the beauty of Juice Reel on the one hand is that you can't fake the numbers you get, because you got to sync up your sports book. So there are a lot of apps out there where you can, put in a wrong number, or you can lose a game, then erase the play. If you know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about, but a lot of the apps allow that. The beauty of Juice Reel with BetSync is that you can't fake it. It's all legit. Once you've synced your books to the app, whatever number you get, that's what's going to be, located or updated to the Juice Reel app. But anyway, we're going to talk about this in a second, odds boost and how to get better numbers. But anyway, let's talk about this first game here. Happens to be our first conference tournament game. As I mentioned, Ooey Pooey, IU and Indianapolis Jaguars against the Cleveland State, the Vikings. Let's talk split system matches. Give me my play here. So as I mentioned, 7 p.m. tip, first game. This is the play-in round of the Horizon League tournament, so it's officially the first conference tournament game. But it is a true home game for Cleveland State. The other thing when you're talking conference tournament, guys, we got to be very aware and not just assume, like if you're looking at a game that the top team's the away team, the bottom team's the home team. A lot of books or live odds pages will have a little lowercase n, so you know it's neutral. But just be aware. Don't assume that a conference tournament game is neutral or not. they kind of depend on the conference. So we just got to be aware of that because that eliminates home court advantage. But anyway, Ooey Pooey, IU Indianapolis comes in 7-24. Haven't been very good. They've dropped 6 straight, just lost to Purdue Fort Wayne, 87-81. Did not cover as a 1.5-point home dog. Meanwhile, Cleveland State, a little bit better, but still not great. 10-21 on the year. They've lost 7 in a row. Just got rolled by Robbie Moe, 83-64. Did not cover as a 12.5-point road dog. So what have we seen across the market here? Well, this game opened with Cleveland State listed as a 1.5-point home favorite. And again, true home game. It's at Cleveland State's arena. Sharps quietly, very subtly, have sided with Cleveland State here. How do I know that? Well, when I wrote the Sharp report for VSiN.com earlier today, Cleveland State was sitting -1.5, -115, and I saw one book at -2. So again, no book got down to 1 or hopped the fence and went to Ooey Pooey -1. It was 1.5 juiced up and trending toward 2. Now I'm seeing mostly 2s out there, and I'm even seeing one book at 2.5. So all movement and liability happens to be on Cleveland State. Now we look at the splits here. At DraftKings, 77% of spread bets, but 90% of spread dollars are laying it with Cleveland State. So it tells me we got a big amount of pro and Joe action here. Remember, the public's betting based off gut instinct bias. They might be saying, hey, Cleveland State, slightly better record and they're at home. There's also an injury to their star player that has missed 4 games. I think his name is Mensa, where this line is moving toward Cleveland State. So maybe he is playing. I'm not sure. But remember, the wise guys, the Sharps, they don't care what the public's doing. So if the Sharps have Cleveland State closer to a 2 or 3 point favorite to begin with, that's why they hit the 1.5 early, caused that line move toward the Vikings. Now, Ken Palm does have Cleveland State winning by 2, 90-88. So as a result, I went money line here. Now, I got Cleveland State -1, I think it was -125 or -130 on the money line, but I do have an account at Fanatics, and always be aware of this, guys. When you put in your bet into the app, sometimes there'll be a drop-down menu, and it'll say, like, free odds boost. Or sometimes, like with Fanatics, you accrue this like coin cash or Fanatics cash, and you can put it into the bet to give you a better number. So when I logged into Fanatics, I think it was maybe -125. It says, hey, do you want to boost this to -105? And I said, okay, does it cost me anything? And again, I'm joking here, but they say no. So I just hit it. I accept the boost. It got me to -105. So I'm on Cleveland State -105 from Fanatics, whatever book you're at. Again, if that's available to you, always double check. If not, you can still get Cleveland State -130 on the money line right now, so not a bad money line price, not too expensive. I like the splits on Cleveland State, 74% money line bets, 81% money line dollars at DK. So once again, a pro and Joe split in favor of the Vikings. Cleveland State has a few advantages that I noticed. First, they have the better offensive efficiency, 69th in the country versus 145th for Ooey Pooey. They shoot the 3 better, 27th in the country versus 262nd for Ooey Pooey. And they also have the better free throw shooting, 52nd in the country versus 202nd for Indianapolis. Also happens to be a revenge game for the Vikings. They went to Ooey Pooey back in early February, lost 82-74. So now you're on your home court, got a line move in your favor. You got revenge on the mind. Hopefully this player who's banged up, Mensa, I think he's their leading scorer, but he's missed 4 games. This line's getting up to 2.5 at some shops, guys. Maybe that means he's playing, which I will take because I am on Cleveland State here. Noticed as well, popped open Juice Reel, 29% sharp mush edge on Cleveland State from our friends at Juice Reel. So 29% more of the sharper winning bettors, like you guys out there listening who have downloaded Juice Reel, synced up your books, also leaning heavily here toward Cleveland State. So first play on the board for me, guys. Kicking off the conference tourneys, play-in game here. But it's a true home court. It's a line move, good splits. I money line Cleveland State. Again, I got it boosted down to -105, but you can still get it around -130. Let's go Vikings. Next one for you. Late game, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I got 2 late games for you. But the first one here, 9 o'clock tip between Idaho and Eastern Washington. Now, Idaho comes in 16-14 on the year. Just, however, saw their 2-game win streak come to an end. They lost to Northern Colorado 76-67. Lost outright as a 2-point home favorite. Meanwhile, Eastern Washington, 13-17, so losing record, but they're actually red hot. They've won 8 in a row, just dominated Northern Arizona 88-57, easily covered as a 10-point home favorite. So what have we seen across the board here? Well, this game opened Eastern Washington listed as a 2.5-point home favorite. And this is notable to me because, yeah, they're red hot, but they're still 13-17, 4 games below 500. Idaho's actually an above 500 team, 16-14. So not only does it open toward the team with the losing record being favored, but this line has gone further toward Eastern Washington. Eastern Washington has gotten steamed up -2.5 up to -3.5. I see one book maybe even creeping up toward -4. Really good splits on Eastern Washington. They're only getting 41% of spread bets, but 88% of spread dollars at DraftKings. And get a load of this, at Circa out in Vegas, 67% of spread bets, 98% of spread dollars on Eastern Washington. So Eastern Washington is getting a low bets, higher dollar split at both DK and Circa, which aligns with the line move toward Eastern Washington. Now, Ken Palm does have Ewash winning by 3 points, 78-75. He does have the Eagles ranked higher, though, 158th versus 173rd. But with this in mind, you know what I'm doing? I'm going money line here. Now, I don't like to bet much higher. Like, to me, like -4 or more, it becomes too expensive on the money line. I don't like to get, above too much further than like -175. Because again, you're just, you're paying too much juice there. But I did get earlier today Eastern Washington -167 from Ballybet. Now, Ballybet is still holding -175 right now, but shop around because I'm seeing some -180s, -185. So it looks like -175 if you want to protect yourself on the off chance they win by 1, 2, or 3. Hey, you're welcome to do so. That's what I did. But I also like the splits. At DraftKings, 79% bets, 83% dollars on the Ewash money line. So once again, low bets, higher dollars. Big amount of money here on Ewash to win the game. Eastern Washington, a bunch of advantages here. Better offensive efficiency, 103rd in the country versus 178th. Better effective field goal percentage, 72nd versus 159th for Idaho. They shoot the three better, 43rd versus 115th. And better free throw shooting, 92nd versus 157th. Lastly, home road, Ewash 8-3 at home, not too shabby. Idaho 6-9 on the road. Lastly, this is a revenge play because the Eagles did go to the Vandals, which, by the way, Idaho Vandals, one of the best nicknames around. The pump don't work because the Vandals took the handles. Any Bob Dylan fans out there? By the way, if you didn't see the Bob Dylan Chalamet movie, you definitely should. It was really good. But they did lose to the Vandals on the road, 84-81 back in early January, so this would be a revenge play for Eastern Washington. So Ewash is red hot. They've won 8 in a row. But still, a sub-500 record against a team with an above 500 record. It looks like smart money. Line move system matches, all going with Ewash tonight, so that's what I'm doing. I got Eastern Washington on the money line, -167. And again, you want to play it now, looks like around -170, -175 is your best price. Now, the last bet of the night. Not at 11 o'clock, so I don't know if you need a pot of coffee getting you dunks, but at 10 o'clock. Idaho State at Sacramento State. Now, Idaho State comes in 12-18 on the year. Just saw their 2-game win streak come to an end. They lost to Weber State 83-73. Lost outright as a 2-point home favorite. Meanwhile, Sacramento State 9-20. Not a great record. They've dropped 7 in a row. Just got beat by Montana State 82-61. Didn't cover as a 7-point road dog. So what have we seen across the market here? Well, this game opened with Sacramento State listed as a 1-point home favorite. Now, right off the bat, let's stop there. Let's not even get to the split system matches, rhythm, juice, drill, anything. Why is a team who's 9-20 and has lost 7 straight and just lost by 20 plus, why are they a favorite? Yes, we have to apply home court advantage, but isn't it fishy that a team that's 9-20, lost 7 in a row, is a favorite against a 12-18 team? 12-18 is not very good either, but it's better than 9-20. Well, Sharps seem to have taken the fishy side here, which I always like to do, the side that doesn't make sense. When you're early in your sports betting career, if it doesn't make sense, you think you're smarter than the book, and you take the obvious side, and then you learn over time that usually the fishy side is the one you want to be on. Because if it doesn't make sense to you, imagine how the betting public, the average Joes, the drunk guys at the bar, are interpreting it. Yeah, you got to hammer Idaho State. They got the better record. But look at this. Open -1 Sac State. Now it's -1.5. And some 1.5s are juiced up -115. I see one book that just got to -2. So not only did Sacramento State open as a favorite, even though they got a terrible record and they're on a losing streak, but they've become more of a favorite. Tells me smart money here is on Sacramento State. DK, 53% spread bets, 64% spread dollars are on Sacramento State. So public is basically 50-50, but the bigger money is on the home team here, Sacramento State. Now, Ken Palm does have Sacramento State winning by 1 point, 81-80. So you know what I'm doing? I'm protecting myself. Got Sacramento State. At one book, it was -115. and I got it boosted. This was with Ballybet, I think, or maybe it was Fanatics, to plus 108. So again, trying to take advantage of these boosts. But again, you can get them now around minus 120 at Caesars, so not a bad money line price. At Circa, Sacramento State 50% bets, 96% money line dollars. So big low bets, higher dollar split. It's also senior night, so let's see if we can walk down the court with your mom and dad next to you. They got the flowers, and hopefully you play your you know what off tonight and get us a win. But Sacramento State has some advantages that jumped out to me. They commit fewer turnovers on offense, 29th in the country, versus 202nd for Idaho State. They shoot the charity stripe better, free throw percentage 16th. Again, who would have thought Sacramento State 16th best in the country shooting free throws versus 70th for Idaho State. And they force more turnovers on defense, 157th versus 277th. Home road favors Sacramento State, knock on wood, but they're 9-4 at home. Idaho State is 3-11 on the road. And once again, a revenge play, because the Sacramento State Hornets lost to the Idaho State Bengals 97-84 back on New Year's Day, January 1st. So hopefully repay the favor. So fishy that a 9-20 team on a losing streak is a favorite and has become more of a favorite. Good splits, good system matches, home road, revenge. And oh, by the way, at Juice Reel, 13% sharp mush edge on the Sacramento State money line. And get a load of this. I have a model at Rhythm that has Sacramento State -3 and also has Sacramento State with a Green Star Smart Signal money line recommendation. So I always love it. My buddy Only Locks, I was talking to him earlier, but I really like it when there's a Green Star or Smart Signal recommendation that overlaps with what the market's telling me. So market is moving and fishy towards Sacramento State, and then Rhythm has a Green Star recommended Smart Signal, which is the best of the best. If you've joined any of our Thursday night shows, we talk about it. You see that little lightning, that green lightning rod? That's a good sign that the Rhythm AI model is recommending that as well. So I played Sacramento State on the money line. You can get them around -120. Again, I got it boosted to plus 108. So Cleveland State, Eastern Washington, Sacramento State. Kicking off the month of March here. Let's try to get 2 out of 3, eke out a winning day. So that about does it for episode 465 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. This is the part of the pod where we wrap things up. And I always start first by saying thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking the time out of your day, out of your busy lives, to pull up a chair to the virtual bar and sweat some sharp, data-driven breakdowns with me. If you do enjoy the pod, which I hope you do, hope you value the insights, find it useful, I would love for you to do a few things to help me out. Could you please give this podcast a 5-star review on Spotify or iTunes? Just click the 5 stars, goes a long way, as well as maybe clicking the follow button, leaving a nice comment under the review section, recommending the pod to a friend, or retweeting the pod, or liking it when I put it out on Twitter each day at Josh_insights. Next, if you enjoy this style of betting breakdown, data-driven, sharp, contrarian betting, focusing on what the numbers are telling us, not what our bias and our gut instinct and our favoritism is telling us, but having an open mind and letting the numbers speak to us, the movement, the splits, the system matches. If this style of betting has appealed to you, you've seen the value in it, it's provided you a blueprint to attack, not just college hoops, but any sport, then I would love for you to, if you know someone who could use some data-driven tips, or you want to support the pod, or maybe someone bets a lot and loses a lot and has no strategy, or wants to get into sports betting, or you just want to, hold something in your hand and write in the margins and kind of get some more insight. I would love for you to go to Amazon.com and type in, very top, toolbar, just type in the Everything Guide to Sports Betting. And then you can type in the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook. My 2 books there if you want to grab one or both. It would make my day. I have a whole chapter on college hoops and March Madness in my first book, The Everything Guide to Sports Betting. So if you want to grab it, you'd make my day. If you want to give it a 5-star review on Amazon, that would also be pretty amazing of you. But bring them the sports book. I'll sign them for you. I'll buy you a beer, and we'll sweat some college hoops together tonight. Next, have you downloaded Rhythm and Juice Reel yet? My 2 favorite sports betting apps. They help me win. They're going to help you win. Rhythm is great for their AI-backed models and predictions for game bets and player props. Again, love getting a Green Star Smart Signal. Always gives me a little more confidence going into a bet. And then Juice Reel, so many great features. You can sync up your sports books, get a running record of your report card. You can also get the Robo Jackson best bet picks, the sharp mush indicators, the arbitrage plays, the shop for the best line futures. But of course, I'm going to pass the hat. If you want to toss in a $5 bill For $4.99 a week, you're going to get every best bet that the All Systems Go podcast produces. So as soon as I bet it, I got my book synced up. It goes right to Juice Reel. You can tail fade, do whatever you like, but I consider it a tip jar. The pod is free. For $4.99 a week, you can get every play. So it's less than $1 a day, and you're tipping your podcast hosts. Those of you who have signed up for the plays, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Next, you have a live odds page. Always got to mention this, but it's so critical. Whether you're betting on one sport or another, it makes your life so much easier because it allows you to track the betting market in real time. So it gives you all the books, all the different lines. They update in real time. They get lit up in red when they change, then orange or yellow, and then green. You can look at all the games being played that day, all your options, live scoring, live in-game wagering odds, shop for the best price, look at line movement, open to current, pull up the line history. It's all available when you download and sign up for Odds Logic. And you actually don't have to download anything. It's a website you go to, and the live odds page is right there in front of you and updates in real time. And it's got all the great books you want to look at too, like Pinnacle, which is now referred to as Primary Market, if you've seen that, as well as books like Chris or Bookmaker or Circa or Bet Online. And when you see those start to move, like one thing I really like, a little tip here, like if you are looking at a favorite, they went from -1 to -1.5, and Circa just went to -2. That's a great sign that out in Vegas, smart money's coming in at a sharp book on the side that you like. So you'd want to hit it then, get a good number before it moves. But if you want to give Odds Logic a shot, I got a link for you. Make sure you use this special link because it's going to be tied to your account. It's going to give you a 7-day free trial to make sure you like it and 50% off your first month of service. It's this link here, oddslogic.com/Josh123. Make sure you do the /Josh123 at the end. Again, 7-day free trial, 50% off your first month. So that about does it for episode 465, kicking off the month of March of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Pod. 2 final thoughts, as always, whether I see you at the Borgata in Atlantic City, Twin River in Rhode Island, the Brook in New Hampshire, Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun down in Connecticut, at the Encore in Boston, Plainridge Park Casino, MGM Springfield, the Nash in my neck of the woods on the border of Massachusetts and Nashua, New Hampshire, or out in the desert where the true grinders get down, where Billy Walters sends his number runners, where the lowest juice possible is found at the South Point, or Sweat and Sharp Contrarian plays jumping in the stadium swim pool when you catch a big ticket at Circa. You're going to walk up to me, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a shot. Irish car bomb. I don't know, a Jaeger bomb to kick off the month of March. Or, if you don't drink, that's fine too. We'll sip on a nice ginger ale. Hopefully this is the start of a big March Madness, guys. But as always, coming off a winning day, a losing day, a hot streak, a cold streak, when we're hot as you-know-what and can't miss, or cold as ice and nothing's going our way, we just got to stick with it, guys. We can't get too high or too low. We can't get cocky and arrogant when we're hot. We can't get down in the dumps and, chase and not care anymore when we're losing. We just got to stay the course, stay even-keeled. And if we can do that, find the games that fit our model, bypass the ones that don't. We're looking for games that are against the public, with the house, with the pros, flat bet, avoid parlays and get that CLV. If we can do that, we're going to be successful sports bettors. So have a great Monday, everybody. Again, conference tournaments are here. Awesome. And before you know it, we'll be betting Major League Baseball. So that's pretty cool, too. I hope everyone has a great Monday. I'll be right back at it tomorrow for episode 466 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. Good luck, everybody, and have a great Monday night.